Hello nieces, hello nephews, it's your Uncle Charles here, and today the S&P 500 continues its down move to the downside. And Uncle Charles did talk about last week how I was bear biased heading into this new week, which is today, because of the big breakdown from the triangle pattern that we had 2 weeks ago, and then last week gave us the confirmation, the bears confirmation. And today, well, it just continued to drop. But first, this is the flow sentiment. I have it filtered for 200K premiums or above with expiration date within 1 month. 40% in the calls, 60% in the puts. Okay, and I can move it up to 500K, 98% in the puts, 2% in the calls. Can move it up even higher to 1 million, and it's all 100% all in the to put. Something about that May 20th date continuing to show up. Okay, so big money is overall still bearish on the S&P 500. Okay, here's my Discord where I write up my plan. This is 7:22 a.m. Okay, now one of my members, he's a software engineer or a software developer. I don't know too much about that, but he mentions a lot about if statements, if and then. Okay, so that's pretty much how my plan is. It's like if statements. All right, so I have a bull case and a bear case. So the bull case, if SPY is above 408, okay, SPY needs to clear 408 to be bullish. Put in 410, 412, 415, 418.5, then 420 in play. Okay, if 418 was clear. However, as long as below 408, or if SPY is below 408, stay bearish. Okay, I have a 402 support, but if that fails, I have support at 395.5 ish. Okay, I wrote in my ETF buy and sell levels. It was a 395 to 396 zone. Okay, also had it as low as 395.5 just in case it drops that low, because a lot of noise in the market, but pretty much had a 395.5 ish to 396. That was my support below 402. Okay, there's a reason I had those support. I'm going to talk about it in a little bit, but here's the 15-minute chart. All right, these white arrows points to where I entered the trade. SPY had a bear flag when it opened up right here. That's the white trend line. And I saw we got the breakdown technically right here. It was pretty tricky to trade because look at those long wicks. There was some buying pressure, but I tried to stay true to the strategy, right? And I watched for that breakdown. Got to watch for the back test. Got the back test on the next candle right there as a resistant. However, I didn't enter it. It was an imperfect entry, but I did enter on the next one, and caught like $2 of it. Not a real, I didn't catch the whole move down, but it was a good trade. I was happy with it. And SPY just continued on down, went as low as 399.3, and that's when it spent the rest of the day just chopping. I had resistance around the 403 to 402 zone. It was not perfect. Okay, it tested 402 right here. I entered a put. SPY dropped down to the 400.6 level. That's the gap fill level. I took profits around there, only half of my position before getting stopped out on the rest. I tried to, and right here it broke out of 403 where I tried to buy the breakout of 403 with a call. Went up above to as high as 404. Okay, so volatility was on my side for this trade, but got a small profit on this one. I took half my profit before getting stopped out, so wasn't much. And here, lost the 402 level. I entered a put there. Dropped down, feeling good about myself. It was a very small position though, so it wasn't that green. I mean, it was green, but it wasn't that much profit. And here it broke. I had a support around 400.6, and well, I entered a put on the breakdown, and we got the close below. Feeling good about myself, but it went up. Okay, I did scalp a little bit, took half my profit, and I had to hold through the pain. My stop loss level was above 402. If it cleared 402, which is my resistance level, I would have cut loss. Never happened. I went to lunch around here, but came back from lunch and saw it was a low around the 399.4 level. Took profits around there, had a small position. I guess you can call it a lotto that I held for the rest of the day. Had to hold it through pain, but it wasn't that painful because we got some good scalp plays over here, and I was holding a very tiny position. So held through the pain, but look at that. At the end of the day, it just dropped. Now, the reason why I just held and was willing to hold that lotto, it wasn't really a lotto, but, we call it a lotto, I guess. It never cleared the 403 level. I would have been bullish if it cleared the 403 to go back and test that 405, 406 zone that I had up here. Never happened. So I was willing to hold that small position. And luckily, and I do mean luckily, towards the end of the day, it dumped. went as low as 396.5, so about 50 cents off of my 395.5 to 396 zone. Okay, not bad. All right, the big thing I want to mention is that the high of the day was 406.4, but pretty much the 405 to 406 zone was the resisted. And you can see here that's where we got a lot of some selling pressure that triggered more downside. Worth mentioning, in the past, that same zone has served as a support level. Okay, it was last week's low, and it was also around the February low, I think. I would have to double check, but it was last week's low for sure. And let me go back more. Oh, okay, so right here was last week's low. Around May 2nd, we had a low around there. Okay, keep in mind that was support, but today it was treated as resistant, which triggered about a $5-6 drop, maybe more, $7. I can't do math right now. It's been a long day, but you guys know what I mean. Okay, so that means, let me go to the daily chart. So that means for me to be bullish, short-term bullish, at least short-term bullish, SPY would need to clear 405 to 406. Okay, now I do got some levels here. This green trend line, this is where I got the 395.5-ish support level. It starts from the high of the January 25th, 2018 high, connects to the February 2020 high. Okay, we had a breakout around November 2020, tested as support, which went on this crazy rally to the upside. And today, well, finally tested that same level as a support, okay, or got very close to it. All right, we're gonna zoom in here. Okay, zoom in some more, and here we go. Sorry about that. Okay, so the chart's still looking bearish to me. All right, that 395.5 to 396 zone tomorrow will be a critical support level based on that green trend line that I just told you guys about. This is a multi-year trend line, guys. I love my multi-year trend line. They serve as very powerful support or resistance level. Very good points of reference. So, like I said, loss of 395.5, which is this green trend line, would be very bearish, and it would put a drop to 380 possibly in play, guys. 380. That's a big drop. Now there will be some support resistant levels between the 395.5 and the 380 level. Okay, market makers not just gonna let it be that easy for us. They might, but I'm not gonna count on it. Okay. But that will be a critical level. And if you're a bull, you want to see that level hold and clear this 406 level. That's based on this blue trend line. Now take a look at this blue trend line. Started from the January high, connects to the February high. We broke out back in mid-March, but guess what? Today we officially closed below. That is a false breakout scenario. Okay? And let's not forget the triangle pattern that I've been talking to you guys about, the multi-year triangle pattern. Okay, remember we closed above it last week, but then we closed below it, giving us a false recapture. All right, you go look on the weekly chart. This is why I was bear bias. You see the weekly chart, the triangle pattern right here. Closed below it 2 weeks ago. Last week gave us follow through. Now based on this blue trend line giving us a false breakout. So if we lose that 395.5 level, it's going to get a whole lot uglier. Not much support. Okay? There are some weak supports in between. Let me see. 395. There might be some support around 385, 386 level. Yeah. Yeah, around 386. Okay. So around here. Around 385, 386 level. It served as a resistance here and a support around here. Okay, so before we get to 380, we could possibly hit around 385, 386 zone. And I did mention the 394 level. All right, so around 394, that served, you know, as a resistance and support back in February and March of last year. Okay, so if we lose this critical 395.5 level, we still have some support around 394. Nice drop down to 385, 386. Then the ultimate target, my ultimate target is around 380. Okay, and even then, that's not guaranteed it'll hold. Okay, but we can still watch for some relief rallies. Okay, And a sign of relief rally, first of all, if the support hold 395.5 and it got to clear 406. I don't recommend you guys looking for calls until a resistant level, a critical resistant level is clear. As of right now, that level is 406. You don't need to call a bottom. You don't need to catch the bottom to make money. In my opinion, for less risky plays, try to catch it on the way up. So that means allow the bottom to reveal itself. Allow it to bounce off of support and then clear resistance. Let the first leg happen and then you just try to profit off the second leg. That's how I play it. You know, that's, to me, it's more safer and it's done well for me. It doesn't work 100% because I still got to cut my loss every now and then. But when it works very, very well and it's a lot safer. Okay, guys, so I'm still overall bearish on the S&P 500. I'll only look for calls, not for, short. I'll only be short-term bullish if it can clear 406. As long as below 406, I still favor more downside. And if we lose that 395.5 support level, I'll definitely look to short to lower lows. Okay, guys, so that's the SPY. And look at the VIX. That 33.42 resistant level, we struggled to clear it all last week and the week before. Finally got to close above it. So VIX need to show some follow through. Tomorrow, 33.42 will be a critical support level. As long as it holds, I'm bullish on the VIX. 37.5, 39, then 42 are the next resistant level. Below 33.42, that's when I will be more bearish on the VIX, okay? Now here's the QQQ. It lost a very critical level today at 298 with a minor one around 300. So watch for a recapture, okay? Watch for the back test. If it recaptures 298, 300, 304 to 305 is back in play. Got a resistance around 307.4. Then a big one around 311, okay? So obviously just watch for the QQQ to take out some resistance levels, starting with 298 then 300. Okay, as long as below 298 with 300 the highest, I am bearish on it and favor more downside with 292 as my next price target. Okay, Dow Jones lost the 322.7 support today. It did close below it, so it needs to get back above that, go back and test 325.5 and clear that, and then I'll look. If it can clear that level, I'll look to catch the next leg up to the 329.6 resistant level. Okay, but as long as below 325.5 or most likely 322.7, I'm going to favor more downside, and it's a pretty big drop down to 315.2. Okay, IWM, it needs to recapture 175.7 for me to be bullish, putting 178.5 to 182 back in play. Okay, as long as below 175.7 with 178.5 being the highest, I favor more downside. 172.8 to 168.7 in play. Okay, here's Tesla. I had a big level on Tesla. I told many people on the Discord, and I'm not sure if I told you guys, but 872, if we lose that 872 level, I'm very bullish. I'm very bearish on the Tesla with 796 to 797 zone in play, and below that is 765. And look at that, Tesla closed below 787. Congrats if you caught that play. But for me to be bullish on Tesla again, it needs to recapture 796 to 797 zone. So get back above 797, and that would put 823, 848, then the big test, the big level 872 back in play. Okay, if it wants to back test. But as long as it's below 796, like I said, I'll favor 764. I got level at 764 support level. Then the next one around 719.14. That's 705. And if 700.5 fails, that's a big drop to the downside back to the 600s. Okay. Apple closed below my 152.5 support level, so it needs to recapture 152.5. Above that, I have 154.5. Needs to clear that. So like I said, best time to turn bullish is when, Apple or whatever you're trading takes out resistance levels. So for this, I got 152.5, 154.5, and 156.5. Okay? But as long as below 152.5, 150 is next. 147.5-ish. and then a nice drop down to 143.2. All right, guys. So that's what I got for you guys today. That's the price action. Those are the support and resistance level that I got for you guys. Trust in the price action. Okay. If you guys are unsure on how to enter or use these price levels, these support levels, resistance level, on how to trade, how to enter them, check out the link in the description on price action concept that I think you guys must know. I made a video about it. Definitely check out that video. All right, guys. I really hope you found some value in this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you all soon.